Right, welcome ladies and gents. We've got our first look at Fallout. This is the video game adaptation. It's by Amazon. It's from Westworld creator Jonathan Nolan. And this is our first look. We've got images. A bit of a deep dive into it as well. Exclusive to Vanity Fair. Fallout, first look. This is how the world ends. With a smiling thumbs up. First image. It's about what you expect, isn't it? For an Amazon show. Is this our lead? A whammon again? Fucking how original. Because of course, why wouldn't it be, ladies and gents? Goodness sake. Just literally everything. Everything. Whammons. What do I think about this image on a whole? Yeah, it looks okay. Bit of J.J. Abrams lens flare going on. Fallout 33, I guess, by the looks of it there. Or, Shelter 33. So let's take a look, right? Fallout often looks like the distant past, but it's really the far off future. And actually, it's the end of life as we know it. No, it's not. Who wrote your article, Vanity Fair? I used to really like Fallout, by the way. In the new series, debuting on Amazon's Prime Video on April 12th. Oh, okay, I didn't know if we had a release date by now, but okay, April 12th. A nuclear war breaks out across Earth in the year 2077, which is, or was, an era of robots, hover cars, and a deep and abiding nostalgia for the America of the 1940s. Can we bring back those eras, please? Seriously. That'd be great. Everything from the clothes to the entertainment to the vehicles mimic the look of that bygone age, albeit with a sci-fi tilt. That retro-futurist aesthetic was one of the charms of the mega-selling video game series that inspired the show. It's a wonderful game series. I really do enjoy Fallout. I think it's great. So, Mass Extinction is just a starting point for Fallout, which was developed for TV by Westworld creators and husband and wife, Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy. Your wife didn't take your last name? That says a lot. After the incendiary mushroom clouds, the story flashes forward 219 years. How did humanity fare over those blighted 2 centuries? Lucy, one of the lead characters. Oh no, that's not the one. Okay. Is this the one? No? Where's Lucy then? Oh, right, no, Lucy. Yeah, that is Lucy. Okay. So yeah, that's Lucy. That's our main character, Lucy, a whammon. Lucy, one of the lead characters, played by Yellow Jacket star Ella Purnell, has no clue. She has lived her entire life inside a subterranean vault, Vault 33, where every need and want has been satisfied while generations and generations await the day when it is safe to surface. Sure. Fine. When a crisis forces Lucy to venture above on a rescue mission, she finds that the planet above remains a hellscape, crawling with giant insects, voracious mutant animal abominations, and a human population of sun-baked miscreants who make the manners, morals, and hygiene of the gunslinging Old West look like Downton Abbey. We've got some quotes here. The game's about the culture of division and haves and have-nots. Unfortunately, have only gotten more and more acute in this country and around the world over the last decades. Are we talking about reality now? What are we talking about? Lucy is nice, but Lucy is naive. In the Fallout universe, the human beings fortunate enough to ride out the apocalypse in underground communities only had that option to them because they had money, forcing doe-eyed Lucy out into the sadistic... So she's literally our lead. Oh, for goodness sake. Darwinian remnant of civilization opens the door for Fallout to engage in some social satire. Cool. As well as action and adventure like HBO's hit The Last of Us, which is also adapted from a video game. We have this, so we get to talk about that in a wonderful speculative fiction way, says Nolan, who directed the first 3 episodes. I think we're all looking at the world and going, God, things seem to be heading in a very, very frightening direction. Yeah, he's literally referencing real world stuff. As Westworld demonstrated, Nolan has a fascination with the mix of mythology and psychology that make up human nature. His characters typically believe one thing about themselves while behaving in a radically different way under pressure. So he's a one-trick pony. Cool. He previously created the series Person of Interest, about a world in which crime and terrorism can be predicted in advance, and co-wrote such films as The Prestige, The Dark Knight, and Interstellar with his filmmaker brother Christopher Nolan. Jonathan, who goes by Jonah, fucking irrelevant piece of information, is fond of plunging his fictional test subjects into situations that unsettle their deeply held beliefs. So it says this: so many of us have such naive ideas even now about everyone else's experiences, and it's one of the things I love about America. It's this giant manic collection of different experiences, different points of view. Alright. Desperation only exacerbates those fissures in Fallout, as Purnell's do-gooder soon discovers. Lucy is charming and plucky and strong. Of course she is, she's a whammon. And then you see she's confronted with the reality of, hey, maybe the supposedly virtuous things you grew up with are not necessarily that virtuous. If they're virtuous, they're couched in a circumstantial virtuousness. It's a luxury virtue. You have your point of view because you never ran out of food, right? You guys were able to share everything because you had enough to share. The Fallout series tracks her collision with the hard reality of other people's experiences and what happened to the people who, frankly, were left behind, left to die. And we got this. This doesn't look great as an image, actually. I don't think this looks great. Obviously, it's, the armor suits, power armor, Brotherhood of Steel. This image is not good. This is not a cool image. I mean, this just looks a bit like a video game. Doesn't look real. So Fallout is leavened by the same twisted sense of humour. Made the video game so appealing. The ubiquitous logo of Lucy's people, the Vault Dwellers, is a winking cartoon Pip-Boy, who perpetually flashes a giant smile and the thumbs up sign. This Vault Boy iconography originated in the games and was intended as an ironic tone-deaf contrast to the hard Scrabble existence. Blah, 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 blah. And then we had this. This is one of the game makers. Says, we had a lot of conversations over the style of humour, the level of violence, the style of violence. So he's an executive producer on the show. Says, look, Fallout can be very dramatic and dark and post-apocalyptic, but you need to weave in a little bit of a wink. I think they threaded that needle really well on the TV show. Sure. Vault Boy not only appears in the show, but the imagery even gets an origin story. Okay. Do we need that? That was something they come up with that's just really smart. I don't give a fuck, but fine. I like this image. Kind of. The CGI is really not great, though. Fans of the game should know everything in the series is officially part of Fallout lore. Wow. And Bethesda was careful to make sure the scripts could coexist with previous storylines from the gaming titles. We view what's happening in the show as canon, says Howard. That's what's great when someone else looks at your work and then translates it in some fashion. He admits to being envious of some of the TV show's interpretations and additions. I sort of looked at it like, why didn't we do that? Okay. And then we got this. Doesn't look that good, does it? Does it? Is it just me? I don't think that looks that good. Like, you need to get a better cinematographer. This looks like a fucking... Look at it. It's like it's out of a sitcom or something. Oh, God, this article. There's more, guys. There's more. The prospect for Fallout film or TV show has been in the ether for years, but Howard is always resistant to it. And says, I've taken countless meetings with producers or heard pitches, and nothing ever felt like the right fit. Or maybe I was wondering a little, how will it affect the franchise? I took a very cautious approach. Oh, what? And then since you release some absolute duds of games, you're like, shit, better cash in on this now then. That's what it sounds like. Anyway, there's more. The movies he's worked on are some of my favourites, and I'd heard that he liked the video games and had an eye for that stuff. I'd said to somebody, I won't say who, but I was taking a meeting with another producer and said, before I talk to other people, I want to hear that Jonah Nolan says he'll never do it. Sure, and then they conversed and blah, blah, blah. And that's about it, really. And then there's a little bit more. It says, I did not want to do an interpretation of an existing story. We did. That was the other thing. A lot of the pitches were, this is the movie of Fallout 3. Yeah, we told that story. I don't have a lot of interest seeing those translated. I was interested in someone telling a unique Fallout story. Treat it like a game. It gives the creators of the series their own playground to play in. This is a better, but the VFX are terrible. This is one of those junkyard shanty towns. And then it's like, oh, it's a little bit of the Marine Corps. It's a little bit of Knights Templar. It's this kind of weird fusion. In the absence of a federal government, you just saw all this military hardware lying around. Who would get it and how would they maintain control of it? So that's, you know, what the Brotherhood of Steel are, basically. A mutated version of patriotism, religion, loyalty, and fraternity. So they're going to butcher that into probably, I don't know, MAGA, I guess, maybe. That's what I would say. I don't know. I just don't trust them. I fucking knew it. I knew Walton Goggins would be a ghoul. I knew it. I said it in my other videos. But holy crap, that is some terrible CGI. I said he would be a ghoul. I said he would. There you go. So he's playing a ghoul. Cool. So he's playing a bounty hunter known as the Ghoul. That's it. Cool. There he is again. Better, because that image is atrocious. That's better. Oh, I don't know. Look, I'm not massively... I don't think this is great. I'm not going to lie. I think this is a bit shit. That especially. That's some terrible colour editing. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. I mean, look. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.